Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 73 of Pokemon Horizons titled Kleavor the Lone Warrior just dropped, and in this episode, our heroes face off against Kleavor and are trying to convince it to join them to go to Laqua. Will they be able to? Let's find out. Since last episode, our heroes got more clues as to where Kleavor is. This episode begins with them getting closer. They eventually come across a dead end near a waterfall, however. When a tree falls from the top of a waterfall, only to be chopped in half, that's when we see that Kleavor is actually there. When Kleavor arrives, the Lapras from the ancient Poké Ball also comes out, and it looks angry. Liko notices that the scar on Lapras looks like it's most likely from Kleavor, meaning the two Pokemon might hate each other. They start going at it, forcing our heroes to watch from a distance, and the battle between Lapras and Kleavor is quick but an intense one. But eventually, the two Pokemon stop attacking each other and instead dap each other up. This surprises our heroes when they realize it's a sort of greeting. Then, Liko asks Kleavor if it would join them in trying to help get Terrapagos to Laqua, but instead, Kleavor turns around and goes back inside the waterfall. Our heroes decide to follow it behind the waterfall. Turns out, there's a limestone cave there. Inside, there are rocks showing that Kleavor has been training here all this time. The kids end up getting split up from the adults when Hisui and Growlithe decides to chase a Noibat. When Friede tells the kids to continue going, the kids feel a breeze inside the cave and follow it to an exit. That exit leads them to a bamboo forest where they see Kleavor training. The Kleavor then challenges our heroes, so now it's time to battle. At first, the kids struggle to hit Kleavor from a distance as it's blocking everything. Then, when they move as a trio and attack from up close, Kleavor blocks everything again and counterattacks. However, the three starters are able to dodge. Dot says that they'll have to whittle it down little by little since it's so strong, so our heroes continue to attack it to do damage to it. Kleavor, after taking some damage, retreats deeper into the bamboo forest. As our heroes chase it, Dot comes up with a plan to attack it. Quaxwell and Crocalor will attack it from the floor, and Florigato from the air. However, when the Pokemon all attack inside the deeper forest, Kleavor is able to dodge all of them and cause all of them to land near each other, allowing it to attack all three of them with one mighty blow. As all three continue to struggle to try and hit it, they realize something. Kleavor is using sound and extra focus in order to dodge. The kids then try to run to a less dense part of the forest, but Kleavor uses Stone Edge and surrounds the entire area in massive rocks, preventing our heroes from running away. When Crocalor is readying up a flame charge, only 4 smaller pieces of bamboos on the floor to explode because of the heat, causing Kleavor to lose focus, Roy gets an idea. He has Crocalor use Flame Charge and become as hot as possible to run around near Kleavor. The heat from the Flame Charge is causing air trapped inside the bamboo to expand and cause the bamboo to explode and cause a massive pop. This is getting Kleavor distracted, and Florigato and Quaxwell are able to get solid hits in. However, Kleavor then leaps over them and over the rocks it created to get away from the dense part of the forest since the kids figured out a strategy. It then arrives in front of the entrance as Friede and Perrin also arrive there. As the kids and their Pokemon get ready to attack again, they are shocked when Kleavor uses its signature move, Stone Axe, which does massive damage to them. However, Liko realizes that it must be feeling cornered if it's using its best move, so she wants to continue to pressure it. And in order to do so, Liko terrestrializes her Florigato. Roy and Dot end up doing the same with Quaxwell and Crocalor. They then have the Pokemon use Flamethrower, Magical Leaf, and Liquidation to attack. When Kleavor stops them by using Stone Axe once again, the Pokemon power through, Magical Leaf blocking one of Kleavor's axe, Flamethrower blocking the other one, leaving it wide open, allowing a power boosted Liquidation from Quaxwell to do major damage on Kleavor. However, Kleavor is still able to use Stone Axe and damage all of the hero's Pokemon, ending the battle, as it's also exhausted. After it sees our heroes taking care of their Pokemon and everyone being healed up, it leads them to a cliff overlooking a gorgeous view of Oni Mountain. It then smashes a rock to bring out its ancient Pokeball. That's when we see the flashback. Sometime in the past, Lucius was protecting Kleavor from a bunch of villagers that had tools, as it was causing the villagers trouble. However, Lucius says that Kleavor isn't the only one at fault. He cuts the rope that's tying Kleavor's hands, but that leads to Kleavor attacking once again. Lucius's Lapras, however, comes out of the Pokeball to save him, and we see that that's where Lapras got its scar. Lucius then asks Kleavor if it would rather test its strength instead of causing trouble for the villagers, before telling it about him wanting to go to a paradise called Laqua. Kleavor decides to go with Lucius, and here we hear Lucius talk to someone named Ristle, but we don't see this person, and that's where Kleavor's flashback comes to an end. As everyone is reflecting on the flashback and what they saw, our heroes also question Ristle, but as they're doing so, Kleavor's Pokeball rolls towards Terrapagos, and it decides to go in. It looks like it decided to join our crew after all. As Friede said, it was waiting for someone it could trust. As our heroes are heading back to Masui Town, Perrin says that she has to leave, but that she's motivated to take more pictures than ever. She promises not to post the pictures of Terapagos or Kleavor, and she looks forward to seeing our heroes when they've all changed. As they bid her farewell, our heroes head back to their own ship to debrief with the rest of the team. The next morning, as Liko's getting ready for the day, she hears a noise outside of her window. When she opens it, it's Liko's grandmother's guacabilly. And that's where we end the episode. Battles in this episode are really interesting. We get different terrains for the different battles in this episode, which we haven't seen since like XY. It makes for a good action piece and set when battle locations change throughout the episode, allowing for variety. It's also interesting to watch the writers try to get the adults out of the way as much as possible so that they're not part of the battle. The kids are the only ones solving the entire 6-hero Pokemon situation and forcing them to battle. Because here, for example, I could imagine Captain Pikachu being the main focus of a battle with Kleavor if Friede had come along with the kids. And I'm glad the writers do realize what the most important parts of the stories here are to focus on. Character-wise, this arc finally feels like the one where all 3 of our heroes are finally part of the main cast. And we all know that Dot originally wasn't as important of a character, but I think fan reaction has allowed her to be way more involved in the story. As for Perrin, she was a fine companion character for these last 2 episodes. She helps provide some exposition, but for the most part, she seems to be someone who just allows our heroes to get the clues and motivation to get to Kleavor. The flashback, as I predicted about Kleavor, works not only as a backstory to Kleavor, but also it teases, in this case a someone, for the fans to speculate over and get their theories rolling. Is Ristle maybe the girl that we see in the intro to the show? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. An overall fun episode with some fun story and decent battle variety. With Liko's grandmother seemingly returning, I will be interested to see how she helps our heroes look for the Entei. I can't wait. But what about you guys? What did you guys think about this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.